Hello.
Welcome to Marital Hate.
We're a little bit late. We're 3 minutes late for our
peeing.
own podcast,
I was peeing. I started the podcast, handed the laptop to Doug.
which I thought was going live, and then I had to realize it was not going live and then go live.
Well, because I heard you talking to somebody. You were talking to the people, but there were no people.
Yeah, there was no people. I'm like, oh, wait, the little live thing is not on.
So welcome to Marital Hate. Tracy, one of the master haters, one of the OG lesbies is in the house. OG lesbies are on a world tour. I believe the movers come tomorrow. They've got the whole house packed up.
Movers, shakers, big money makers.
Whole family moving across the country. Well, down the country, as we did. And by the way, it's so funny that they're doing it this week because this is the exact time when we moved to Florida.
That wasn't the exact time.
We left here the day before Thanksgiving, like late at night, and we got here on Black Friday.
Black Friday. I will say this.
Is that racist? Black Friday?
No, because it's more about being in the black than being black. I will say this. Every time I think about Tracy's move, I think about the opening credits to Beverly Hillbillies, where like you got Jethro and Jed, and then you've got like Ellie Mae and Granny's up in the back.
I feel like it would be more like the other way, but their new house is bougie as shit. I would love that house. I was like, when you guys weren't going to buy it, I was like,
you were not going to buy. You were not going to buy it.
Maybe we should have in Georgia.
That's terrible.
No, they were like, they didn't want it because it had issues, but apparently they've been able to resolve it.
Indian burial ground was the one. Then there was the haunting, and
Tracy
then the doll in the attic.
Tracy would go berserk for a house that was an Indian burial ground. She'd be out there like figuring out how all of these people died, and she would frame people she didn't like for murders with their body parts. That's why we're friends.
I don't think that's her at all.
By the way, Trace, I'm going to need your help today, but I do want to start off by saying, Trace, Beck, mom,
everybody,
brother, fiance, dog,
cat, and Brady,
perhaps a frog that is a particular friend. We have been thinking about you nonstop. And I don't want to hound you, so I've only texted you like 10 times a day, just letting you know I'm thinking of you. Trey says, yes, I would go berserk for some haunted house.
Oh, our Marshfield. I'm pretty sure that our Marshfield was
totally
haunted.
Totally haunted.
Yeah, you just kind of felt stuff there.
Totally haunted. But I would say that there's a difference between a haunted house and an Indian burial ground. So an Indian burial ground could result in a haunted house, almost invariably. That's fucked up. You don't put a house on someone's grave. One, especially like normally we just take the bodies and put them in the ground, but we put them in these cases, sell them for $20,000 for no fucking reason.
Cases don't really hold up too much.
That's not the point. The point is that that it's bonkers, and we shouldn't build houses on people's dead bodies. We should put people's dead bodies in like gardens so they can decompose and become part of the ecosystem, as opposed to in plastic or terrible boxes. And
yeah.
Tracy would be more interested in the dead body. She loves dead bodies.
I have an Indian burial type story from my childhood.
I would like to hear your Indian burial, but I want to hear the chimes, and I want to just let people know how this works in case they haven't been here before. A lizard traveled up in my uncle's luggage. Oh, that's so cute. And she said, yeah, that straight up poltergeist shit building on people's bodies. And she says she does love dead bodies, which makes me wonder, because I have been telling Doug that when I die, I want him to fuck my dead body. And I'm wondering, if you love dead bodies, do you and Bax have a deal that, like, if one of you dies, the other one fucks the dead body? I also promised Doug I'd be a lesbian when he dies. That's why I keep asking you for nice ladies with power tools. And also nice ladies with power tools. Maybe my size.
Sign me up.
You're not having a throuple unless if they're like it's a chick that can fix things and makes a lot of money.
Come over here and cook dinner and
if you're a chick that makes a lot of money and cooks and can fix things, I'm willing to do a throuple. I'm willing to do a throuple. Show me your tongue.
Can I get back to my story now?
I just want this is Marital Hate. It's our podcast. You never know what the fuck is going to happen as is a parent. And so we're live on multiple platforms at once, and you can come in and comment at any point in time.
Or not.
But if you comment, pull your comment up on screen, like, I do love dead bodies, no matter what platform you're on.
That's what you're getting here, folks.
We'll pull you up on screen. We love you. I do not love VRBO. I appreciate
you're in for it
supporting
tonight,
us.
Guys. You're just.
And Doug has a story about an Indian burial ground. Does it involve the Brady Bunch?
No.
Perhaps Scooby-Doo?
No. Oh. It involves
Craig T. Nelson?
A young boy named Douglas.
Craig T. Nelson?
No.
Dauber?
That's Coach. That has nothing to do with Indians.
I'm just train of thought.
Okay, so
Luther?
when I was
Mrs. Thorkelson?
Mrs. Risendoe,
Mrs. Thorkelson, oh, he fucked Mrs.
he fucked
Risendoe.
them both.
But Coach kissed Mrs. Thorkelson. Did he fuck Mrs. Rind? He did.
He did.
For those of you who haven't been paying attention, we're referencing the television show Coach. This is the kind of thing. We have like a little tirade, and you're supposed to join us on it. The show Coach is delightful. Back to the Indian bear. Oh, wait. Trey says, no, but you had to palpate dead bodies to feel if a woman had a cervix, and they... and if they did, they would practice hysterectomies on them to develop state-of-the-art surgery.
I didn't. I had to look up palpate.
Feel around.
Noodle.
Bend over. I'll feel around. I'll palpate your asshole.
Noodle. You know what a noodling is? Noodling is when you fish with your hands.
Where's the alligator?
It's right there. He does not have a flange.
I'll palpate you. Don't worry. Will you use your invention, Instaflange, and make sure that you're fine, and you can say, "Oh, well, that was a bad idea."
So essentially, this alligator's name is now Pal, short for palpate.
I'm sorry.
Tracy says,
I think I should have some say when we name our alligator.
Palpate.
So I finger dead bodies.
How many? How many? Like,
did you find their G spots? Can you find a G spot on a dead body? That's how
G for gross.
So there's like a lot of like, are you brain dead or is your heart stopped pumping? Like, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? So what if, like, can you make somebody come? Like, could you make somebody come to life? Hey, I don't want any medical intervention.
She did a lot. She did a lot.
Hear me out.
I think she liked it.
Hear me out.
I have so many comments right now. I'm just gonna.
Tracy liked fingering dead bodies.
I'm just gonna take what I have in my brain, set it over here.
See, this is the problem. This is why people are afraid the gays are going to try to turn them gay. Because the lesbian's going to come and finger your dead body and look for your uterus.
Oh, great.
Okay, but what I was saying...
Wait, you got to read this. She did her internship at a place where people donated the bodies to science. Now, my wife has been dying to donate her body to science. Now she's going to want to do it even more because she's got every Tom, Dick, and Harry in there.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Yes, I definitely want a Tom, Dick, with more than one dick. Like, a lot of dicks. You don't care if I get fucked after. You're not going to fuck me when I'm dead. Do you care if people in the medical place?
Actually, I do.
So you're going to have to do it then.
No, I'm not doing it.
It's either you or them. Someone's fucking my dead body.
Welcome to Marital Hate, folks.
Okay, so I don't want any medical intervention if it looks like I'm going to die. Just let me fucking die. Unless you think that you can, like, get me off. And if getting me off would, like, bring me back to life, I'll take one more orgasm. An orgasm is a reason to live, I think. It's the only reason I have to live most of the time. Thank you, Douglas. You've been doing a good job.
Never given you an orgasm in your life.
No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else. I don't work that way. I'm a happy, well-adjusted person. And so there you go. Tracy fingered dead bodies, and I'm a happy, well-adjusted person. That just sums up this podcast right there, doesn't it? And she says, but professionally. Yeah, okay.
So they paid you to do it. That makes you a whore.
Dude, you've been out there.
You're a dead body whore.
She paid them to do it.
Oh, wait.
That makes her a John.
Oh, you're a John. That's even worse.
Wait, so can I?
Wait, I don't know. As long as you didn't do it for fun.
She's supposed to enjoy school. This is the problem. This is the problem with education today. People want to drill things into people's heads, and they're beating, like, the way things are taught today. It's the people like you that are the problem. You're stifling a love of learning. She should enjoy her schooling.
Yes, I am Dr. Steinferry, and these are our donated bodies. Please do not finger.
Tracy
in the back, ma'am. Don't finger the dead body,
He
please.
told them to finger the dead bodies. She paid good money to finger the dead body. The guy probably told her how to do it.
Is that like one of those
oh my God.
Smash rooms?
Oh my God.
You go in, you pay money.
You're the teacher. You're the teacher. And
I'm
Tracy.
Mr. Steinferry. Yes, Dr. Steinferry.
Oh, I'm Tracy. This is a beer, by the way. This is Tracy. Go ahead. Tell me how to finger a dead body.
Don't finger the dead body because you will introduce queefage into the lab.
You're supposed to tell them how to finger a dead body.
Oh, first you put on a glove, and then you lubricate your finger.
I don't think I need you to tell me how to finger anything. Hold my beer. That's what Tracy would say. say.
I would like to
She
do
would
the
say,
rest
"Hold
of
my
the
beer."
podcast in the voice of Dr.
If you do,
Steinfeld.
I will punch you in the dick. Trace said, I did an internship at a place where people donate their bodies to science. Yeah. I would like to donate my body to science. I don't know what Doug's welcome for, but.
Oh, because I thanked her for making you want to donate your body to science and get poked by weirdos.
I figured
Well,
it could help.
not Tracy.
It could help with like
she's
line
a little bit of a
research.
weirdo. Actually, she is a weirdo. Yes, I said it. I said it, Tracy. You finger dead bodies. You liked it, and you tell people about it on the internet. Goddamn weird.
Dude, we had one girl one friend told the whole world her daughter just got her period that day.
That was yesterday.
Just
keep tuning in, folks. You never know.
And one friend who told the internet that they have a small dick.
Then another one that said he had a gigantic dick.
Well, I've announced the gigantic dick. I don't out my friends for having small dicks. It's not like what friends do.
That's what friends are.
Charlie says one more orgasm. Yes, but not from you. Charlie, I love you and you're a delight. However, I don't want to come back to life only to have my insides fall out. Thank you very much. I'm having enough problems as it is. Tracy says, yet she's friends with me, well-rounded. I'm just saying that this is the most well-rounded, informational, fucking delightful podcast on the internet. And Larry, the pool guy, agrees.
Larry does agree.
That chick.
He seems relatively. There's
going to be a whole.
So
hang on. There's going to be a whole Larry the pool guy segment today. Let's just talk about. We got to talk about Larry later. I'm not there yet. I did want to share. Once again, pretty much my favorite quote ever. Larry the pool guy loves the podcast.
Barbara
York 3675 at Yahoo on YouTube. By the way, she's pulled her comment. Waste of precious time. I'm signing out of this. So, comments.
However, Larry.
It's a well-rounded. Larry thinks it's fucking delightful. We'll talk about that in a minute. I was fascinated by the procurement of body parts. I had.
What are they like? They have like a room of arms. So they chop your arm off, send it to the arm room.
I'm also fascinated by the procurement of body parts, and then I finally found the perfect cock, and I married the man attached to it. Procured the whole thing. I was like, oh, this is good, very nice, and I kept the whole fucking thing. I don't do small.
I'm like a parts valiant. It's like, part from this valiant, part from this dart. You know,
you do have you're like a black guy in the front and like a transgendered white man in the back.
First of all,
and from the legs, he has lady legs. He has the best legs. You could never be trans.
I don't know whether to thank you or be offended by that.
Think about it. Tracy said, hold my beer. I know how to finger a woman. I would like to think so.
Hey, can we have a contest?
Tracy. So, Becky, I'm down for it. I already said we do the pussy one. Okay.
Nobody.
We had a whole thing. I said I will volunteer. It was to see who. I said I would have a wife.
Now you're donating your body to science while you're alive.
I pretty much have already. Charlie says, with what they are teaching in schools today versus what we were taught, most things can be taught from videos on YouTube these days. Dude, they're not teaching them anything but compliance. And we went to fucking Catholic school.
That's why
Do you
had
remember?
a bad experience.
Every morning, uniform, pledge, prayer. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We are all in our places with sunshiny faces. We didn't sing that in high school, but I will tell you that there was a girl in A3 who had a smile on her face. They had a three-way in A3, and it was not me. So anyway, problems with the education system, clearly. And Catholic school just makes you a dirty, dirty whore. Like, look at Charlie. Ugh, dirty whore. Tracy says, I'm a weirdo and proud of it. And she says, hi, Ann. Oh, Ann said, hello, everyone. I don't even know if
you
I
missed it. You were too busy.
Tirade. Okay. Indian burial ground. Doug, as a young child.
I don't want to out anybody, but I can talk about this now.
Are they dead?
When I was a kid, I had a recurring dream because I used to watch like Cowboys and Indians. Like Indians were always like the bad guys on TV. This was in late 60s, early 70s. Well, actually, just mainly late 60s. So you end up watching enough of this stuff. I had this recurring dream that an Indian chief or whatever came down and grabbed me off our like porch or whatever, and took me back over and kidnapped me. And I'd always wake up.
Chief? That's so racist.
Well, I don't know. I'm not the 3-year-old kid.
You're a racist
So
3-year-old.
little do
That's what happens when your kid lives in Texas.
So this is right. So I think I'm probably 4 or 5 at this point. My Aunt Pearl comes to visit. Aunt Pearl was half American Indian. So here's
Wait,
the
does
deal.
that mean you're part American Indian?
No, Aunt Pearl,
You should 23andMe your ass.
my mom's mom
Mhm.
took in Pearl because her sister.
So your grandma.
Yeah, my grandmother. May she rest in peace. Her sister died, and she took in Pearl, and Pearl was her sister. So my aunt was really my mom's cousin, but they were raised as sisters. And Pearl was half Indian. So Pearl was coming over for dinner, and I was terrified of Indians. And Pearl was lovely. So I was all messed up. Then years later, I find out we for a summer we lived in my grandma's other house.
I'm sorry, can you just
My
pause
other
for 1 second?
What?
Can somebody write down, I was terrified of Indians?
I was terrified. I was a little kid.
I'm afraid of polar bears, and people think that's weird.
Well,
He's afraid of Indians.
Think about how
the duck kind or the feather kind.
That's racist.
Oh, okay. Well, the kind
American
that owns casinos, or
the
kind,
Americans that this country
the kind that
introduced smallpox
the kind that
to,
owns casinos,
and no, that's also racist.
And they do own casinos. They literally own casinos. That's not debatable.
Wait. So can I just
tribal land?
No. So in the day, it was always cowboys and Indians, cowboys and Indians. So there was Indians were painted as bad, even though we were plundering their land and killing them and all this other stuff. So, anyways, so I had this recurring dream. Aunt Pearl comes over. She's half Indian. I was like kind of wary of my Aunt Pearl. Absolutely lovely lady who I only saw like a couple, 3-4 times in my life. And I remember going over her house and I played with this one toy. They had some toys and they gave me the toy. And guess what? I moved back. We get back to Massachusetts a week later. Boom, the toy comes in the mail from my Aunt Pearl. Nicest thing ever. It was fantastic. I don't know if you remember. It was called Basket. It was like a cardboard game with you put the sides in it, and there's little flickers, and you flick this ping pong ball up. And then you do the score, and it rolls to wherever, and you shoot the ball and try and get. It's called Basket.
Do we have any other room?
I bought an edition of it for my kids, so we played that one when they were little.
But we don't have it anymore.
No, we don't have it. No. Anyways, so Aunt Pearl sent me the Basket. It was fantastic. Anyway, all right. So that was my mother's side of the family. My father's side of the family.
What does this have to do with the Indian burial ground?
Hey, I'm getting to it.
Sorry.
We stayed in my grandmother's house for a summer when we moved back from Texas, whatever we're looking for, or whenever it was. I don't know. So, anyways, we stayed in that house, and it was a cool house. My grandfather built it from scratch. And if you go down the basement, which was a dirt floor, but the posts holding up the basement, holding up the first floor, still had bark on them because he cut down the tree, and that's what men did back then. Now we build it on an app or something. It's what men were. So apparently, a certain uncle of mine had some artifacts down in the basement, and apparently he would go. He knew this guy that had a field, and the guy would plow the field, and there would be like arrowheads and things of that nature. Well, apparently there was a box of stuff in my grandma's basement that may or may not had more than arrowheads in it.
What did it have in it?
I'd rather not say. This is all rumor. This is all conjecture.
Where is it now?
I have no idea.
Is this why our life is so terrible?
I have no idea.
An Indian curse upon us?
Had I known, there may have been human bones from Indians in the basement of that, because we used to go down there. It was cool down there. It was like,
So she collected the bones and brought them.
No,
there?
she didn't collect. My uncle, who was an educated science man, who was doing geology and artifacts and things like that. Like we used to go fossil hunting.
Did he die in a mysterious way?
No, he just anyway, I shouldn't be telling this story. I don't know what happened to him, but I think back then they were like nobody gave it. Anyway, there were so anyways, had I known, I would have been freaked the F out, never slept in that house. I would have made my family move far, far away. I don't know. So
Can't ask what I was doing. Well, what I was doing, I mean, besides I'm pretty high, not super high, but pretty high.
And I just told the most boring story ever.
No, my hair was getting in the way, and I was looking up Basket for you.
Yeah.
And your birthday is tomorrow. How about if I get it? It's $11.99.
Well, are we gonna sit and play Basket?
Yeah, we'll do it live on the podcast. It's only $11.99 plus $9.99 shipping. Would you like it?
No, I don't think I need Well,
I'm just saying,
And
Nolan's coming this weekend.
Is it going to be
It
delivered
won't
by
be
tomorrow?
by the time Nolan gets here, but
Yeah,
it would be here by the time Wes gets
I
here.
bet Wes remembers playing basket. I bet Nolan remembers playing basket.
Well, we could hold off on playing until they were both here. But that's original.
There's probably older one, like the one I bought in the 90s was older than that one.
Well, the first one was 69.
It was
This is
actually a
70.
line drawing of that box, and they used the actual.
Well,
photo.
you're gonna have to look after, but there's
That's
a game
good
called
stuff.
Basket, and
Yeah,
it's like a little basketball court with like a weird zone.
You could push.
That's not a zone, and you don't have that many players on the field in basketball, so I don't know what they're fucking doing. Oh, I could put it on the screen. I forgot that.
Anyways,
Why
Ann
am I-
Pearl, lovely lady, and Ann Pearl's daughter, I believe, lives in the town that I live in Florida right now. So I should look her up. I don't know if she would know me from Hole in the Ground, but
So this is what it looks like, boys and girls.
yeah, do you remember? Yeah.
So there's
Oh,
it's gonna come up.
you sure?
It should. Jesus Christ!
I
Why
think
did
you,
you do
I
that?
think you opened a Did you open a new window?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe more people didn't play basket when they were younger.
We need a producer. We need an editor, and we need like a camera guy. Because if you shot this with like your face, my face, our face, like that would be probably helpful.
Well, people would look at my face because they always say that.
People love to look at your face. They think that your facial expressions are hilarious.
I had a gay gentleman one time describe my face as the face of perfection.
Was he blind too?
I was 15 years old.
Kidding, you are the face of perfection. Especially
you know what I am?
15 years old. You
I
were
am the husband of perfection.
I'll tell you about that. So anyway,
that's basket.
That's basket.
Came in a box just like your other games. You set up the little thing. You flick the little metal things. Yeah.
Game in a box.
All right.
No, that's it.
We can take the game down now. That was just my
That's
my
Doug's
story.
tirades. Okay, so Indian burial ground.
That story's over too.
That story's over too.
But yeah, it
Aunt
took me a while to
Pearl.
get over that one.
Wait, hang on. Doug, your story was interesting. I wasn't saying the story wasn't interesting. I was just
Oh, I said it was not interesting. The way I was telling it
just
all
wanted
over
to
the place.
get him the basket game because that sounded like his
So
birthday
Aunt Pearl
tomorrow.
never had nothing to do with the Indian bones.
But you're
Nothing.
afraid of Indians, you goddamn racist.
Well, that was just from like watching TV and stuff. That had nothing to do with anything.
Charlie summed it up right there. That sounds like a lot of bad voodoo. Maybe we shouldn't get a basket game.
It was in the name of science.
And Anne wants to know if your brother.
Nobody remembers. I shouldn't have said anything. It never happened. I
His
made it all up.
His brothers don't remember anything. You know why? Because they don't watch the podcast. They can suck it. Actually, they're not even good enough.
Are you
going
to say that they can suck this podcast? Never mind.
This podcast? No, Dick is too good for them. Anne says the game reminds me a little of Fascination.
I don't know. I don't. Oh yeah, remember Fascination? That was good stuff.
So it used to be in Nantasket Beach. There's a few of them left in the United States, not many. It's a wooden game, and you roll your ball, and you try to get it in the holes. And when you get it in the hole, a light lights up. It's just like a light bulb.
It's like bingo.
And well, yeah, kind of, but like, so if it's like this, you have to fill each of those, and then you win. And the first person to hit the target wins. They scream out, and they get a prize. And so sometimes it'll be a line, sometimes it'll be two lines, sometimes it'll be the whole board, whatever. You roll your board feverishly. And so it was at
Nantasket Beach.
Nantasket. I would love to have one of those boards. I wonder if you could get one.
You could probably get
that would
one.
be
Yeah.
so cool to
It
have.
probably would not be.
Anyway, that's what that is. And yeah, I could see that it's this one. You plink the ball and it jumps up.
That's Fascination right there. You roll it up, it goes in a hole.
Yeah, see, that's why we.
A lot of
this
people
whole
used to
lovely
call that "I
streaming
got
thing.
it."
We had
Used
the
to be cool.
streaming thing.
Yeah.
Like where you could put it up on the
All right.
screen instead of showing your phone,
Yeah.
which drives me crazy. See, we need a producer. Trace, no pressure, but once you get settled. Charlie says Doug is extremely photogenic. He really is. Like, it's like concerning. He should be like a man model. Like an old man model. Like you could do,
I'm an old man.
You could do Depends ads. What did you
I'm going to be a stock photo guy, like trying to have a heart attack or a stroke.
You're gonna be the stock photo guy for old white man.
Oh,
Can we please do that?
stock photo guy.
Make stock photo. We're gonna upload our own stock photos, and they're gonna be pictures of you, and it's gonna be old white man, and it like doing
In
blah, blah, blah.
every like
old
thing.
white man,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, like
Talking to a doctor.
old white man
falling
old white
down
man in the pool, old white man
Yeah.
fixing his car, old white man vacuuming the floor. The problem is we talk to our vacuum. Old white man waters plants. Old white man tries to use a computer. Old white man leaves a mess in the kitchen and pisses off his wife. Old white man takes a shit. Old white man beats one out, rubs one off. Oh.
Old white man has a wife who takes cannabis oil before the podcast.
I have the best one ever. I kind of forgot it already, but let me see if I can remember. It's old white man
rubbing one out or something.
Oh, we've been watching. I've been watching all these YouTube videos, and there's this one guy on YouTube who I think he was like a former porn star or something. He's bald. He's got this like deep, sexy voice, tall, dark, and handsome type. And he's always given sex advice. And I always listen. He talks about ways to get your girl off, ways to get your boy off. You're not even listening to me. You're reading something about the States.
I'm looking about where we could go and play Fascination. I'm seeing if there's anything.
That's why
like
we need
local.
a producer.
Yeah.
So this guy gives sex advice, and he's talking about, like, I came into the video, like when they cut videos on TikTok, sometimes it can be confusing because of where they cut it. It doesn't give enough information, gives information that isn't relevant. But he was telling guys that, like, I think that if they started to go soft, that they should take their dick and smack it on their hand because it would make the blood rush there. And
the things I do.
I sent the video to Doug. When did I send you? Friday?
I don't know when it was.
I think it was Friday. And ever since then, every once in a while, he'll just whip his dick out and go. Do right now.
No. It's pretty funny, though. It's
hilarious.
It's really funny.
It's
not working.
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? When I wake you up with your birthday blowjob? I'm just going to sit there and go. That'll save me half the work.
Lift it up with some salad tongs and whap.
If I wanted to have overcooked pasta, I would leave some on the stove.
Have a bad day.
Charlie, I agree. He's so photogenic. And Tracy says, I promise as soon as I'm settled, I will be happy to do it. I would like to make this so that, like, all of like the master haters and the people that have supported the podcast all along are in some way a continued part of it, and that everybody gets rich.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
What's Rogan worth these days? Like 50 million?
Oh, his deal is coming up, and he's in the driver's seat too.
Good for him.
No.
What is Rogan worth? 120 million. That doesn't seem like enough.
120 million.
He's like,
he's
Rogan's gonna be Oprah rich.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. And I like I said, it's interesting to see how
You'll see him giving away
next
a car.
generation's coming up, and they're disruptors. Elon Musk,
Doug Gear.
Doug Gear. I would say you're a disruptor. With the shit that you fucking do design wise and like is just absolutely phenomenal. The Elon Musk, you, Rogan, fucking chiropractors in vans, men living in domes in the woods, lesbians spreading support to the LGBTQ community all the way down south. I
just had a thing in my head where we could wrap Charlie's dome, make it look like a giant ladybug, and then call like the Inquirer and say there's a giant ladybug in Middleborough.
I mean, just to see the look on Charlie's face if he came home and his house looked like a giant ladybug.
Or better yet, we make it look like a flying saucer and take pictures of it. And then
it's all I can say is it's a good thing I'm too high to drive, because otherwise I would be literally driving to Boston right now to make that fucking dome look like a goddamn ladybug. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. I was thinking a snowball. Like, the ones you eat, but it's going to look like a snowball soon.
Yeah.
What else can we make it look like?
It'd be funny if you wrapped it so that it looked like a normal house.
Charlie is actually built
from any angle.
You know the new dome in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, the
everybody's
Sphere.
Talking about the Sphere. Charlie.
You should have bands playing that
Sphere
thing.
Of Middleborough.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Sphere of Middleborough.
Can't afford Vegas? Middleborough for a fraction of the price. Free parking.
Okay, so
I'll come up there and play in the dome, Charlie. You gotta make it happen.
It's like a Thunderdome. He wants us to. If we live in an RV,
the bare light bulb, me sitting there on a stool playing Sex Pistols.
Charlie, if we live in an
acoustic.
Charlie, if we live in an RV full time, can we come stay with you?
No, we're just going to stay with him.
We're going to stay with you.
It's not
We live in an RV full time. We're staying with you.
All right, wait. Quick comment here.
Well, I was just pulling up Ann's, my favorite.
Gary's just here to see if Stacy remembers him. Do you remember who Gary is now?
Gary. He's our friend. I love him.
Yeah, but do you remember how I know him?
The Rousers.
Nope.
Tom Milmore.
That's one of the Rousers. You're just come on. It's Gary
Train
Stromberg.
of thought.
Gary Stromberg.
He plays a tuba.
His mom were
he lived up the street?
Carol and Stu Stromberg.
She lived up the street.
His parents. Yeah, he lived down the street. Yeah. 5 years.
You're
old.
like friends with everybody. I didn't grow up in one place. That makes me so sad. Like you have
I was
childhood
fine
friends.
until Gary moved away.
You
Gary
had childhood friends.
moved away, left
You
me
had
in the lurch.
George. You've known like your whole life. Like you have the Winfred
Well, I didn't
Avenue
know Gary
crew.
for many a moon.
But Gary, you had
30 years,
brothers,
40
you had
years.
parents that loved you. Fuck
Well, I'm
you.
sorry for having parents that
Fuck
love me.
you.
God damn it.
Your stable home life. Oh, my parents were
Well,
alcoholics.
I'm sure they didn't
I
love me
see
all the
your-
time.
I see your
There's some-
alcoholism, and I raised you. I wish I had an abortion on a daily.
All right, here's the thing. I don't think my parents really enjoyed me every day because I had, I wasn't the, always. I'm not the cheerful man that you see. And when I was younger, I wasn't the cheerful daily.
You're not cheerful now. You're a miserable old fucking man. All right, I got to go back to the old comments.
Sorry.
So,
Gary, welcome.
I promise soon as I am settled, I will be happy to do it. That's very sweet of you. I repeated it. You know why? Doug read the comments out of order. Because when one of Doug's special friends finally shows up, and Gary, I love you, but you're no more
I've known Gary since 1971.
or less important than anyone else here. Doug skipped your fucking comments, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember that the next time we have an argument, you need to pick a side. Doug skips comments unless you're Gary.
Unless I skip to your comment.
Yeah, well, Gary, you should vote for Doug.
Vote. I
We're selling
promise
team-
to
I'm gonna
represent
start selling,
you.
I'm start selling T-shirts that say Team Doug and Team Stacy. Ironically, the same face, and you have to buy both, and you wear a different T-shirt, or maybe we have like a sign that's something like that. Ironically, same face for old white man takes a shit, and old white man rubbing one out. I've never seen Doug take a shit, so I couldn't tell you. Have you seen an old white man take a shit? And if so, does it look like? Hang on, let's see if I can. Because that's what he looks like.
It's like you eat an apple, but there's no
His
apple
mouth,
there.
It's like rectangular. Your mouth gets rectangular when you come. You like.
That's great for everyone to know. Hey, kids.
Your
I'm having a
old
good
face is really more
time.
like a.
I'm trying to make my mouth into a rectangle.
What would you call that?
I am having so much fun with the sex.
It's
Oh,
like-
tonight I invented a new character tonight, which is very similar to what she's making.
We're gonna talk about it in a
All right,
minute.
all
Let me
right,
get to-
all right, okay,
I'm
go.
skipping Gary's fucking comment.
Goddamn Gary.
He's laughing, so that's okay. My dome actually looks a little bit like a UFO flying saucer. Yeah. And then I'll take updated photos tomorrow.
Stay tuned,
the last
folks.
photo I saw, it was pretty much done.
I don't think you read any of the ones that were talking about how I'm a distinguished gentleman, and then there was another one. Somebody liked photos of me with sunglasses. And you skipped
Ian,
over
I don't know.
those.
I'm too high for this, and you skipped all over the place, and it fucked me up. I think I clicked on it on my screen, but didn't show up there. My
I blame
favorite
Gary.
picture is of Doug with the sunglasses. Yeah, Cock Doug. It was a good one. I guess I'm gonna have to run off with Huddy. Tracy says, ironically, the same
Right.
face for old. Yeah, we already did that one.
And then no, and then Archduke.
This one. Oh, it's not Archduke. It's Archbishop. And
I
it's
call him
Charlie.
Archduke.
Well,
If he wants me to call him something else, tell him to get his own podcast, and I'll call into that.
he wants you to call him Daddy. Remember, we went through this all. We had a whole podcast about it. How Charlie wants you to call him Daddy, Big Daddy Charlie. There's like different
Uncle Daddy.
Uncle Daddy, Uncle. Okay, there you go. When Doug grows in his beard, my opinion, Doug looks distinguished, like one of those old school gentlemen. Well, he is an old school gentleman
Sure.
and getting older by the minute. Tomorrow,
Belvedere.
he hits the big 5'8". Speaking of birthdays and getting
They ain't
older,
over yet.
Speaking of birthdays and getting older, Charlie's birthday is swiftly approaching. Charlie, how old are you going to be this year?
403.
Charlie is a year older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Donna says I hated his beard. Fuck that shit. She didn't say fuck.
Donna's filled with hate for my
Donna
beard.
had.
for-
Listen, I
for her RV. She wanted
I
to set the
had-
RV on
I
fire.
had just about as much rage as I've seen Donna express today. She would have been very fucking
you
proud
were
of me.
you were Donna level
by the
rage today.
time I was fucking done, I had Donna level rage. So shall we tell them about how our day started?
The day started.
I woke up with a fucking migraine, and I've been having them a lot lately, and I'm worried about it. I'm not worried about it. It's not I'm worried about it. I'm so used to being sick by now, it doesn't even fucking matter. I'd just like to be dead. Thank you very much. So, anyway, I woke up and I have this fucking migraine again, and I have really bad migraines and I get vertigo with them. And so I normally drive my hot ass neighbor to work, and I haven't been able to do it. I've been super unreliable, haven't been able to do it at all. I don't know what's going on. But the problem is, it's not just I have a headache and I can't drive. I have vertigo. So what happens is I look slightly to the side and the whole room goes like this. Can't drive.
Not good.
Which I haven't really fully explained to her. I've just been migraine. And she probably thinks that I'm just fucking saying I have a headache because I don't want to get out of bed or whatever. But I've really and truly not been able to function. The only time I can function is when I'm high out of my fucking tree, which is where I can minimally function. And when you're high to your fucking tree, you cannot drive. You see where I'm going here? So, I woke up this morning and I did not feel good. So I had to disappoint my friend again. I'm letting down this family that I'm trying to help out again. I feel like the biggest asshole on the planet. By the way, can you remind me that at 36 minutes, there's a whole thing that I should text to Jen?
Okay.
So she'll know. Because I will forget to tell her
I'm going
this.
to take a little note on my phone.
So then, actually, I should just text her. You could just text her.
I don't have a text.
Okay. So then I'm on the couch. Larry the pool guy gets here.
Larry!
And I feel so shitty that I can't even get up to talk to Larry the pool guy. But then they start going back and forth, Doug and Larry. And Doug's like, my wife says she hates you because you're black.
No, I didn't say that.
You said something about him being black.
I may have said you were afraid of black people.
My wife's afraid of black. Only big black dicks. I'm afraid of all big dicks, though. It's not just the black ones.
No, but Larry's like, it's okay. I'm half black. He's half white.
That means
and so then she came to the door. So it wasn't she wasn't gonna come out, but she came to the door. So that's met him halfway. I thought it was a nice gesture. You were like the Rosa Parks of talking to the pool guy.
Parks Rosa. I don't even know what that means.
She said halfway.
Does it mean I got on a bus? No, that's not Rosa Parks. That was right. Rosa Parks was the bus girl.
Yeah, the bus girl.
I'm just.
Thank you for honoring such a fine American.
High off my ass.
Bus girl.
I don't even know my own fucking name. This is someone I've never met. I'm sure she was lovely.
Bus girl.
That's because she's down. They wanted her to go to the back of the bus and she refused. I think that was courageous. Civil disobedience, motherfucker. Get it, girl.
It was actually planned ahead of time, but it takes away from the thing, or so I'm told.
It just goes to show that you can't.
Somebody did it before her or whatever. But still, in all, took courage, and it helped break down barriers.
All the world's a stage. It's amazing how many things that we're finding out are staged and fake, or were orchestrated. Particularly when it comes to the media, that's concerning. And of course, we're seeing it more and more in social media, just people making fake videos where they're oh, that's an accident. Well, I was actually going to point out that people do things and try to make it look like something bad happened that it really didn't. It's super badly acted. And then now we've got the AI stuff, but I know you're joking when you say that this is a fake video, but I'll tell you, I don't think I think you guys can tell. It doesn't get any more real than this fucking nonsense. Look right here. Charlie's here, and he thinks it's funny that we're calling him Uncle Daddy.
You got to say it in a weird voice, dude, like Uncle Daddy.
Charlie has pointed out, how old am I? Obviously, 29. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that means I'm 28. You're a creepy old man. Would I date a 58-year-old when I was 28?
Yes, you probably would have.
Oh yeah, totally. So I date a 68-year-old. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna have to get myself an octogenarian husband. Oh, I've been waking up every morning having a panic attack that Doug's dead.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
For 3 months. Every morning I wake up having a panic attack that my husband's dead. Then I have a headache. Yay. So Donna says, at least when Doug had a beard, he kept it neat, not the 70s, like a 70s bush. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a regular of the podcast, or if this is your first time, something to note is is just about everybody's favorite thing is Doug's facial expressions when I say fucked up shit. And usually I'm high and also I'm crazy. I think I might have a form of Tourette's. So Doug, when I say something crazy, makes a face that is appropriate to normal people. Except, I don't know if you noticed, but when he read Donna's comment, this comment right here, I'm going to flash it up and on. At least when Doug had a beard, he kept it neat, not like a 70s bush. Okay, so I don't know a lot.
I don't like to think of my face
like a 70s
like
bush.
a 70s bush.
It kind of looked like a 70s bush for a while there.
I'm pulling it up.
Well, if you're gonna pull it up on your phone and show it on the screen, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm going to send it to the thing.
So yes, but when you had a 70s bush and it was like big and bushy, did you clean it up? I didn't even know that you were supposed to shave on the sides, and then somebody told me, and so I did.
There was some side action.
Somebody finally told me. That's why I think I think I might be mildly autistic, because I was so oblivious to stuff like that. Like people had to tell me how to be a person. Like I was always in Stacy world.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry, you're in Stacy world now, but I think you do a good job with your life.
I don't necessarily. I've struggled a lot.
You struggled.
Well, I literally had a conversation.
A lot of people.
I literally asked my therapist this week if she thought I was autistic,
and you were not. She said no. So
she said I don't think so. I think she needs to hear more details.
All right. So that does not look like a 70s bush. But whatever. That's
you look like Kenny Loggins.
I do look like Kenny Loggins.
Are we gonna go to the danger zone?
The Kenny Loggins. Well, I would maybe. All right, wait.
Let's go. Put the other one is better. Show the other one and then do the other two. I kind of wish you had the other mustache, the Fu Manchu. When you had the I'm so sad Noelle didn't see that.
This is like the the biker gang mustache thing, and then
honestly, you look like a cross between two people that she knows in that picture.
Who's she?
Noelle.
I don't know who the two people are, but that's all right. Oh. And then we why would anybody just have a mustache? I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's so dumb. It's really dumb. So,
okay.
Anyway,
can you pull your screen back over? Would it be possible for you to not move that screen? Okay. You know what? Another screen would help. Like if we had a second screen that we could
if we had a lot of things, it would help. Like a psychiatrist and a psychologist on call.
Donna says Playboy 70s bush. And she says, nope, Stacy is 28 again. That doesn't make Doug a creepy old man. That makes him a fucking stud. I think Charlie loves you. Like he loves you so much.
Well, I am a fucking
he
stud.
Will I tell him
that's photogenic.
Do you know I always tell Charlie I love him?
Huh?
I am a big believer in telling people that you love them. Mm-hmm. And I love just about everybody, but especially my friends. And Charlie's one of my oldest friends.
Oldest and dearest.
Soon to be 29. And so Charlie never tells me he loves me, but I think he loves you. Mm-hmm. I think he could tell you.
You know what? He's not wrong.
Yeah, but you don't skip the line for him like you do for Gary. He's trying not.
I got my hand slapped, Gary.
Donna says, "LOL." I said not like a 70s bush. Yes, I know, but I'm saying
no. But I was just
going down the rabbit
hole
of a 70s bush. I couldn't grow a 70s bush if I tried. It comes in like red and comes in like a little Cupid doll, like it all clumps together like one big curl. It's the weirdest thing. My puss looks like a Cupid doll if I don't shave it. Now you know. What?
My puss. Quote. That's going on your goddamn gravestone. My puss looks like a Cupid doll.
Not when I don't shave it.
But it doesn't. No.
But even when it's got like stubble, it looks like there's nothing there because it's like completely clear. Like look at my arms.
Like a polar bear.
My arms are so hairy. You could braid it, but you can't see it because it's clear.
It's just Portuguese people.
See, how do you explain that?
It's like a dandelion.
Give me some mascara. I'll put it on there so they can see how fucking hairy I am. But like a cheap mascara.
All right, whatever.
Okay. Carrie says Sons of Anarchy porn star look.
Yeah.
Well, if you call it Sins of Anarchy, that you get away with that.
Yeah.
Sins of Anarchy. That's what you would call. No, it's better, Gary. The show. I hear what you're saying. You meant Sons of Anarchy, but Sins of Anarchy would be the part.
Maybe that's the sequel.
The porno.
Who
would you be? Who would you be in the Sins of Anarchy?
The Sins of Anarchy.
Would you be? You would be Ron Perlman.
No. I'd be.
Yes.
No. I'd be. I'd be that old decrepit half Mexican sheriff. That's what I would be.
He doesn't get
Ray
laid.
or whatever his name is.
Wayne. Wayne. He doesn't get laid.
I'm just here to help.
He doesn't get laid at all. Don't you want to have sex with Gemma?
There's nothing good about that show. I was so psyched that pretty much everybody died at the end. Spoiler alert. God, it's like, oh, we're badasses and we kill people and sell guns, but we're kind of sensitive and we're very Knots Landing.
You know what I think that they might be?
What's that?
Known associates.
Sins of Anarchy. That's gonna. Maybe we should do that, Gary. Let's team up. Let's write that.
Do you ever go to
instead of having like the bike shop and the clubhouse, they have like a porno studio.
Did you ever go to like a fancy high school and there was a bunch
all right. Okay.
So the Sins of Anarchy.
Charlie's still talking about. Wait a second. How does this show become about you and Charlie and your age and everything else when it's my birthday tomorrow and I'm going to be aged?
You are aged. You've been aged for a long time.
Like they used to have the Jewish home
it's
for
really
the aged.
About you because he said
I am
that
now aged.
You're a fucking stud was his last
comment.
But
if Stacy is 28 again, she gains the ability to recapture her youth. Oh, that's nice. You just called my wife old. Now suffer the wrath.
I don't think he called me old. And I think
he did. She gains the ability to recapture her youth. That means her youth is gone. You called her old. You in a heap of shit.
I don't think he said anything, but you did.
I'm just the interpreter. I'm like that. I'm like the lady that does sign language next to Charlie Baker.
Just marital hate. Just you're being terrible.
Thank you,
Gary.
Gary
Says happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Thank you for
Gary,
introducing some.
Did you hear what he just said?
What?
He just called me a bunch of names. All right, so finally I come outside. Larry the pool guy is here.
Larry's just doing his thing, getting bothered by the white lady.
I think he likes getting bothered by white ladies. He has a white wife and 2 kids.
Who probably bother him.
He probably we had a whole conversation about it, by the way.
Oh.
I'm not going to disclose the sexual habits of Larry the pool guy and his wife, but I know some stuff.
All right. Well,
because people tell me everything.
You go get that thing, Larry.
Of course, I also ask inappropriate questions.
Oh, Larry Sisson is here.
No, he is not.
I didn't know his last name. I was like, oh wait.
Larry, this is
We're
Larry.
Talking about you.
Guys, Larry,
your ears are burning.
Larry the pool guy, who I love.
Well, he's more than just a pool guy. He's like,
I don't know.
He's a human being.
I don't know when you chimed in, but
he's a man.
I was literally just going to start to talk about you as you get here. This is going to be amazing. Family, I need to hop off and pack some more. Love you both. Happy birthday tomorrow, Doug. Trace, good luck with the packing. Again, you could just listen on audio. Put it on speaker for the whole family.
Yeah, we could just put our phone on speaker and we'll argue all day. Yeah, and you can listen to that.
No, but she can put it in on her phone.
She doesn't have to just listen to the podcast. She can listen to us live for an extra nominal charge, like $3. We'll argue for you all day.
It's kind of what we do.
It's like,
he says, hello, I am. That's the plan. Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to just give you guys the Cliff Notes version because the highlight of my day, by the way, Larry, was you. You were the highlight of my day. And I have been thinking about this all day because my day swiftly went down.
Oh my God.
So I woke up, felt like shit.
Her day
felt like crap shit this morning. Couldn't drive my neighbor to work on the sofa, trying not to throw up everywhere with the fucking vertigo. Doug tells Larry, I don't like, or I'm afraid of black people or some fucking awful thing that makes me look evil. And so I come outside because I love Larry. He's just got such a good vibe about him.
Energy.
He's wise. Like, I just fucking love the guy. Like, I want to have this podcast blow up and have Larry be like part of it. Like, I want Larry to do whatever Larry wants to do in the podcast and like be rich with all of us. Because the OG lesbies, the master haters, the Anns, the Charlies, the Todds, I don't even know who I'm forgetting right now, but the people that had supported the podcast from the beginning and are always fucking checking in on us are just awesome people. I'm
just going to move out of the way and you just enjoy.
Look at our sparkling ass pool.
Larry, I got a complaint about an hour after you left. A leaf from this plant over here fell in the pool.
You know what he's going to say?
You didn't come back.
Fuck off, Doug. Fuck
it's
off,
still
Doug.
there.
Why
it's
the
over
fuck
there.
Are you trying to grow a goddamn jungle inside of a fucking pool cage? I should push him in the pool. He can't swim.
Nice going, Larry. It happened
talk
after
Larry
he was
that
here. Never
way.
mind. All right, you're good.
He says,
You're good.
"Happy birthday, Dougie!" And
Thank you.
you could just pull the dead leaves off the thing when you come. You don't even get the spiders down. Larry gets the
I
spiders
got
down.
17 spiders out of
And
this
Larry
cage one
got
day.
the spiders. Yeah, because you hadn't done it for like a month, and I was freaking out.
I was trying to go for my record.
If I want the fucking spiders gone, I have to get another man to fulfill my needs. And you know I'm afraid of big dicks. Larry, can you tell me this? And I'm going to ask you this again when you're here.
Tune out.
Is it racist that I think
click.
that all black men have big dicks because of the stereotype, and that I'm afraid of big dicks? Like some white people have big dicks, and I'm sure there's exceptions, but on the average, and I had looked it up at one point, people from the Congo have the biggest dicks in the world. And I'm not saying
He's
that all
from
black people are from
Chicago, not the Congo.
No, I'm not saying that all black people are from the Congo, but I'm just saying that because of this myth,
alleged myth,
big black dicks, I am terrified of black dicks. Because I'm afraid they're all gigantic, and I don't think that that's a good thing. I think you should have a dick that is just right. I got myself a nice, 8-incher with a bend to the left that's pink.
I gotta go.
little scar from the circumcision.
It was the 60s. They used a rock.
Tracy sending my love for a safe trip. Gary says, "Good night, gang." Oh, you're gonna miss the Larry story. Larry says, "Oh, love y'all," and he's laughing. And Charlie says, "Doug, leave your 28-year-old wife alone. Just because you're a youngest son means you can be an ass." Or vintage Doug kid doesn't mean you can be an ass. Never leave a leaf again. You're gonna have to take all our plants and fling them. And Larry says, "All black don't." Of course they don't, but like, I don't know. Like,
read the next comment.
Exceptions. But she married me for a reason. LOL. Exactly.
Wait.
Exactly.
We talked to an Italian guy last week that said he had a big dick. That all Italians have big dicks.
We had a viewer on the podcast one night told all of America and what other countries were in?
Liberia,
and Morocco, and that he had a little one. He did. He told everybody. I wasn't gonna out him, but I'm
sure there's a call for that.
No, dude, I'd rather have a little one than a big one. And the person that has the little one is getting puss thrown at him left and right. My friend with the big one has, not as much luck with the ladies. So that's a hard time. So congratulations to the missus. I will say this. One thing that has happened to us is quite often when we meet people, they ask us if we are swingers.
Larry did not ask.
And
he was very professional.
He's very professional. He's fantastic. But you cut me off my train of thought.
I don't know.
Oh, we've met many couples that have asked if we are swingers. And while we do not judge them, and we are quite fascinated by it, Doug has some questions about the laundry.
Who does the laundry in a swinging situation?
So,
who takes out the trash?
You hire a maid. There's some like straight guy that wants to get in, and he can be like a bull. A bull, by the way, is like a guy that like fuck your wife while you watch. So he wants to be a bull.
How do you know this stuff?
Because I fucking look at TikTok nonstop. So it's for the podcast. I have to do research. So the bull, right? But maybe there's a bull and he wants to get in the party. Because like if you're a fucking unicorn, you're getting into any party you want to go to. A unicorn is a lady that goes both ways.
Oh.
A bull is a dude that'll fuck your wife. But there's another one, I forget what it's called, that'll fuck you and your wife.
That's a koala.
That might be a minotaur or something. I'm not really sure. And then some of them pretend they're animals. And so you really could be a minotaur. So that would be so cool. I would fuck a minotaur if it had a little dick.
How do you come up? How does your brain work?
Tonight's podcast has been brought to you by the strain
and Wana.
Train wreck, a marijuana strain available at a dispensary near you. So the bull could come in. So the guy that comes in to fuck your wife.
Yeah.
Not your wife, but other people's wives.
He comes in.
But like there's a lot of competition to be the bull because a lot of guys want to fuck your wife while you watch because we live in a fucked up society where people are passive aggressive. Incidentally, there's a special niche for black men. Like it's like a fetish thing where white men want their wives to get fucked hard by big black dudes. Like that's a thing.
I don't know what.
Like
What are they called?
Please? If you were to watch me fuck a big black dude, you would cry.
I don't want anybody fucking you. I don't
cry
care
like
what the
girl.
goddamn
You
color
would be
they
like,
are.
What are you doing?
What are you doing to my wife? I would do that with regardless of color,
Any-
creed. If it was
no,
a
yeah.
it was a
Wait, what if
bull
but what if
or
it
a
was
or
what
a
if it was a lady?
lady. Not so much because a lady can give you something I can't.
What?
I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I'm like, oh, you want that? Okay, whatever.
Emotional intelligence?
All right. So if I don't know.
Okay, so
I
but my
want
point
to know
is,
more about what's the wife that's getting fucked by the bull? Like, what's her nickname? What animal is she?
a cow.
The titmouse?
She's a cow.
Yeah.
Because her udders are like hanging down. She's getting fucked behind by the guy. They're like, ooh,
every time,
because they're old women. They're like old, chunky white women, like basically me.
With the mom jeans.
Except with like a Karen haircut, and they drive like a Mercedes.
Sign me up for that.
No, they drive a miniature SUV, those fuckers.
Okay, wait a second.
So they're swingers.
Wait a second.
So my point is, back to Larry. My point. Oh, so no, at the party,
Larry getting messed up when you're.
I don't know. He knew what
he
knew what he was getting himself into. I told him, do not watch this podcast. It's terrible.
He's not going to comment anymore.
So
he's going to run the other way. As am
so
I.
Here's my point: is I think that because there's such major competition to be the bull, because there's a lot of men that want to fuck your wives, but not so much, demand
fuck some
for
nasty ass other guy's wife.
Since the supply does not meet,
if he doesn't want to fuck her, I don't want to fuck her.
Because supply dramatically exceeds demand. You got to bribe your way in. So maybe you need to like blow the guy at the front door, do the laundry, and take out the trash.
Oh, so that's how they get.
Yeah, like that's how you cut the line. Like maybe it's like remember in.
But I'm photogenic. Do I cut the line?
Remember, Steve Jones was in California.
Oh, right.
He was like, give me some suction so you can get to the door. It's like a, what do you call it? Like a bodyguard.
He was a bouncer, yeah.
And a bouncer, a bodyguard, or roadie, and you had to blow him to get through the door. Would you blow Steve Jones to get through the door to meet the Clash?
I already met the Clash, and I sucked no dick. Steve Jones. To meet Steve Jones, I would blow Steve Jones just to meet Steve Jones because he is the man. Just saying. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I don't enjoy the suction of
dudes. But have you ever tried it?
Huh?
Have you ever tried it?
No.
Well, if you haven't tried it, you can't say you don't like it.
Can you get back to the comments, please? We're running back.
Well, you can go to the comments.
So
y'all too much, LL. She said yes to podcast. Woohoo! Swingers, what? That's crazy, but that's a thing.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, we can't even get into the polyamory tonight because we don't have time. I have a story. I'm learning so much about animals tonight. Yeah, they say white lady like that because BBC is a queen of spades. Oh. Thank you, Larry, for being educational and fun on our podcast. So here's the thing.
I'm wondering if I
didn't know that
there's more names.
I need to get. We're gonna have to study the swinger world.
Yeah, we need to get the lingo.
My point is that we have met many a couple who have asked if we're swingers, and while we don't judge you, we are fascinated by Doug the laundry.
I'm not. I'm fascinated by the because I don't understand it.
But we don't. It's not our thing. But that's why we ask questions. Yeah. We're like, tell us. We will not judge you much. Like we'll have questions. Like I'll be like, oh, so do you like at our age feel okay being naked in front of other people? Like I can't even imagine. I mean, like I always walk around with like clothes that you can see through, and I'm like half naked anyway, and I don't really give a fuck. But like I can't imagine being in a room with a man that is not my husband and taking my clothes off at this point in my life. I would never. There are women out there who do this, that they have sex again after like their husbands die or after a divorce. They've been with the same man for 30 years, who's watched their body change in terrible ways. Fuck you, menopause. Not my point. My point is I would never be able to take my clothes off in front of anyone again. So that's one of my questions I have for the swingers. So people ask us all the time, but we are not swingers. We do not judge you. But when Larry told us about the great endowment he's received from the African American Scholarship Fund, I realize that there's no possibility that we could ever be swingers, even if we wanted to. So you're a very handsome man. You have a great energy. I bet your wife is a hot little number, but we won't be swingers together. We'll just be friends. Then Charlie says, is all this terminology classified as swinger terms, or is it called something else? I don't know. Swinger lingo.
Okay,
Swinger
I'm
lingo?
on the swinger lingo page.
Oh, Jesus.
It's from a site called Loving Without Boundaries.
We're running late tonight, boys and girls.
Learning the lingo.
And Larry's laughing. What's up? Learning the lingo.
Okay, I'm going to skip over the ones that I think everybody should know. BDSM, bisexual, bigamy.
BDSM is bondage and sadomasochism.
Okay. Cheating.
Bigamy is having multiple partners.
Closed relationship. Compersion. Do you know what compersion is?
A closed relationship is what we have.
Any romantic relationship, such as a conventional monogamous relationship or polyfidelitous relationship that specifically excludes the possibility of sexual or romantic connections outside the relationship. You're damn right we have that.
Do you have like a legally binding contract that you enter into for $404?
Right. So compersion is the feeling of joy when a partner invests in and takes pleasure from another romantic relationship.
Ew.
Condom contract. Do you want to know about that?
I do want to know that, but I'm going to say what Ann said.
Okay.
I dated a swinger. He and his wife had open relationships, and he had to try to convince me that was the way to go. Okay.
The condom contract is a formal agreement in a relationship to confine exchange of bodily fluids and barrier-free sexual contact to people in that relationship, each of whom have previously been screened for STD. Couple privilege.
Wait, that's without condoms or with condoms?
Well, it's a contract where you can either choose or not choose to exchange bodily fluids. Couple privilege. The presumption that a socially sanctioned pair bond relationship involves only two people, such as a marriage or long-term.
So you're coming up with all these weird names for just like
don't ask, don't tell.
Wait, hang on. Can I just say?
Yeah.
We have this like idea of like the original thing was called marriage between a man and a woman, and it has evolved. Like, why wouldn't you want your own fucking name?
So don't ask, don't tell is a relationship structure, and when the person is partnered, is permitted to have additional sexual as long as they don't talk about it.
I want something fancy.
Ethical non-monogamy.
It's where you're like, you tell the person that you fuck other people. I missed like two in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
What the fuck is fluid bonding?
Fluid bonding is a sexual practice which involves the exchange of body fluids, such as barrier-free sexual intercourse or blood play.
We're not doing that.
Hand fasting. A pagan or Wiccan ceremony similar to marriage.
I did that in somebody's fucking wedding. Okay, they're swingers. Right. They're goddamn.
Intentional family. A family made up of people who have consciously and deliberately chosen to consider one another a single family.
I just want to interject. I know I was mumbling there about somebody I know being polyamorous. Nuts. They're nuts and polyamorous. It's not that they're nuts because they're polyamorous.
Metamor.
Yes.
Do you have any idea? Want to guess what that might be?
Yes, sure.
It's the partner of one's partner with whom one does not share a direct sexual or loving relationship. So if you had a wife and I had nothing to do with the wife, that would be a metamor.
But would you eat like snacks together?
I don't know.
I think she would make snacks and you would be like,
that'd be fantastic. Monosexual polyamory.
Oh my God, that would be so fun. Let's get a wife and you guys can have a contest to see who can make me come more. Like on a revolving basis.
All right. I bet I win.
Any interested lesbians, just know I got
a 10-year head start on the equipment.
I'm afraid to take my clothes off in front of you.
New relationship energy, open approval, open awareness, open marriage, open relationship.
I don't. Well, you're going to need
oxytocin.
Oxytocin's a bonding chemical your body releases when you come.
Polyandry.
I don't think we have time for all of these and VRBO.
Polycule.
In the comments.
Polyfamily. Polyfidelius, something about fish, polyflexible,
poly want a cracker,
polyfuckery, polygamy, polysaturated, polysexual, primary, secondary. I was hoping there would be more about the bull and like stuff like this. I have unicorn, veto power. All right, that's it. There's probably more.
There's billions. So you got to go to Swinger TikTok. Are you going to the bathroom now?
No.
Why did you just swing back and forth like that?
Because I was getting like too far out. I had to come back. I had to come back to the fold.
But you went that way before you came this way.
I don't know. It's probably just a rolls on my chair. Why are you getting all excited? You think I'm going to go have some sort of polyamorous thing with that table over there? She is shirtless.
Her name is Areola. Okay. I just scratched myself and I got my nightgown caught in my puss.
It's my wife.
And my puss feels dry.
Can we just? All right. I'm grateful.
Wait, no,
For my
not
wife
grateful.
being-
I haven't even finished the story.
Oh.
So, Larry the pool guy.
So I'm sorry, Larry. Larry,
So
you're
Larry the
just
pool guy.
doing your thing.
I
You
just
have
fucking
a
love
certain.
him.
You have like
I
60,
just
70
love him,
houses,
and he was-
90 houses.
I love Larry the pool guy. And he was telling me that he's got, he's winding down his pool career and building up a car salesman career, and he's selling Jeeps, motherfuckers. So if you're gonna buy a Jeep, Larry's the person to go through. I would go with a used one if it were me. I like pre-2017, but that's just me. But go see Larry. What's up?
That was the illustration on the A to Z guide to open relationship terminology. Look at that.
Can we get back onto the Larry topic?
I'm trying to get Larry off the hook here because Larry's a good man that does not need to be dragged into this nonsense.
Talk about the animals again. I've got a whole tirade I still got to go on, Charlie. We can talk about animals tomorrow. I love the sex education. I'm learning so much with a smile. So are we, Larry. So are we. And Charlie says too much technical terminology makes it sound like a lecture. Well, you know what? That's interesting.
Charlie's a tall gentleman and he's rather thin, so he would be a stork.
A stork with a massive dick.
A storkin for the porkin.
So big. It's like a wiffle ball bat, like half the size, but like a wiffle ball bat. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is
We have pictures.
we don't have pictures. He was supposed to send one to Billy.
No,
in
he sent it
Peru.
to me.
Charlie sent you a picture of his dick?
Yeah.
No way. You have to show it to me.
Hang on.
Ah,
It's right here.
that's hilarious. You were supposed to send it to Billy. Billy in Peru wanted to see Charlie's dick. Okay. So
I'll just show everybody. That's a wiffle ball bat right there.
he just sent you the wiffle ball bat. It's
No, he didn't send it. Man.
Oh, I thought he sent it to you.
Charlie,
Charlie, send the
please
picture for Billy from Peru. He really wanted to see it. Okay, so Larry the pool guy.
All right, so we're just gonna plug him right now. He's at Gettle Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Ask for Larry.
Ask for Larry the pool guy, which is it's so funny because like I don't think of
Larry the Bull.
like I just like we would always say is the pool guy here, the pool guy's here, whatever. Like
Yeah, because
and,
it was
and we
different-
used to be
different
AJ the
dude.
pool guy.
AJ was a good dude.
We still have Wes the rat guy though. So
Yeah.
the problem with us is we give people nicknames because
It's
we have
like
a lot
whatever,
of friends.
the whatever.
And we give you a fucking nickname and it sticks. So my friend Donna is Donna with the hammer.
Yeah.
Donna, Donna, the one
Right,
with
right.
the one with the hammer.
Yeah.
Donna, the one with the hammer. My Christina is my little chiropractor friend. Charlie is actually OG. Charlie, I went to
call
high
him
school with.
Charles, or
Charlie, I
Archduke.
went to Catholic school with.
Yeah.
That's what I usually say. Charlie, I went to Catholic school with. Everybody's name, it just kind of sticks. I don't like. It's funny though. Anne's never really had. Well, you and Zach would ask me who I was talking about when I was talking about Anne, and so there's.
Well, you knew two ants.
I know a
At the
few
same
Anne.
time.
I know more than two Anns, but one of them's Anne the bitch, not this Anne. And I'm like, oh, Anne, my like hippie conservative friend is usually what I say, I think, or my friend with Andrea. But anyway, everybody gets a nickname. And Tracy's OG lesbian Tracy.
And Larry's Larry the Bull.
Larry the pool guy. So
I said bull
oh,
because he's. I'm gonna get Larry in trouble. I'm sorry.
Anyway, go to
Go to Ghetto Chrysler.
Ghetto Chrysler Dodge Ram. Just ask for Larry.
Did
the
you
pool
say
guy.
Ghetto Chrysler? That's not nice.
Ghetto Chrysler?
Oh, Ghetto. Okay. All right.
Oh
Just
no,
making
you should
sure.
totally call it Ghetto Chrysler. That's hilarious. That's why Larry's gonna start calling because he's only been there a little while.
Oh, I bet the
Right?
employees
And
probably call it that.
behind their back,
Yeah.
like Ghetto Chrysler, like when there's like not soda in the soda machine or like the bathroom's dirty or something.
You know what? Always my pet peeve when
they
you
don't
go
have
to a
any
place
water for you.
if the trash is full. Just I get like you go somewhere, wherever. If the trash.
That's
is
why we love
Disney.
Disney World. I want to go right now. I want to go to Disney World
Right
for
now?
Thanksgiving.
So let's go for my birthday tomorrow.
You want to?
Sure. Let's leave right now.
Let's be
Be there in 3
super
hours.
irresponsible. We could totally do that. We don't really have the money, but
Yeah, we'll just have
We could live the American dream and throw it on a credit card. Do you want to go to Disney World
The
tomorrow? I will
default.
totally do that. Do you want to go to Disney World tomorrow?
no, I don't want to.
It might be one of the super cheap days. I got an email today.
Really?
Yeah, let me check.
Define cheap.
I don't know, like $50, but we'd have to drive there and back.
Oh, this. So Charlie says he was in disbelief when Doug said I sent him a picture. That was a setup for a joke. And I thought it was pretty funny. So Larry says he says that one all the time.
That's amazing.
And yeah, so it's a riot.
And he told them. Okay, so Larry the pool guy. So Larry and I are.
He was here for 5 minutes. How much
chatted
story do you
briefly
have
about
for Larry
Thanksgiving?
today?
We always talk about like the world around us. We talked about married life, and I said that couples that are still hitting it have the best relationships.
Yeah.
And he had so many nice things to say about the podcast, and that was really.
And he had
the
nice
highlight.
things to say
He's
about
like,
his own
y'all
wife.
got to keep at it. That thing's awesome. You need to advertise. And he just said all the stuff that made me so. I just felt so good about what we do, and sometimes we get discouraged, especially because we've got shit going on in our lives. It's rough. Me being sick, particularly Doug's job loss,
And me putting up with this.
people being fucking idiots, stupid VRBO.
Oh my God! Don't even.
I haven't even gotten there yet.
No. That's going to be tomorrow night because it's already almost 9:15.
My point is, okay, well then tomorrow.
Because tonight was the Larry
I'm
the
not
Pool
even
Guy
getting-
and Swingers
I'm
episode.
sorry to disappoint you guys, but I failed to have a tirade tonight. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
have
it's
a
gonna be a
tirade
tirade
tomorrow
coming.
night.
It might be
tonight was
better
apparently
tomorrow
not-
because it'll just rile up those like right now you're exhausted from that adrenaline rush from having that tirade.
Oh my
today.
God, I fucking hate those people. But let me just finish my story about Larry the Pool Guy. So Larry the Pool Guy was like, we talked about how, if you continue to hit it in a relationship,
Yeah,
then that's
hit
a
it,
happy
meaning
relationship. We
hitting it.
discussed the fact that he and his wife have a very happy relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. And I won't go into the deets, but they do. And so they've been together for like a million years. I don't know. I forget how many years he said, but they've been together for a while.
Probably not a million, but whatever.
No, I think longer than us. But that's not the point. The point is he was telling us how much he liked the podcast,
Mhm.
how he likes your reactions to what I say. And I was saying
He's
that
having the same reaction.
he's
that's
so
why.
chill and like he just puts his face in his hands and he doesn't know what to do, and this is how my life is. And it's I think it's relatable, right? Like that's what people's
Help
marriage
me.
was like. And he said that he and his
Help
wife
me.
talked about how we're like them, and
Yeah.
I think we're like
I think a
average,
lot of
like,
people like that.
I think this is a look inside a normal healthy relationship, and I say normal healthy relationship in the sense that neither of us is normal, clearly, mostly not me, but this is a healthy relationship, and the reality is that there's no relationship where you don't squabble. There's no relationship. I mean, if you have a relationship where you don't squabble, where you like agree on everything, and you have like you're perfect people and perfect compromise, you're fucking boring.
Yeah, no.
Like think of Lilith and Frasier on
Very-
fucking Cheers.
You just gotta-
Or you could be like Kirstie Alley and Ted Danson on
well,
Cheers.
you've got to have passion, whether good, bad, or indifferent. You got to have
I'd like
some
to
sort
think
of
that we're
passion.
somewhere between Lilith and Frasier and
We're right.
and Kirstie Alley.
We're on the
and Ted
thin
Danson.
line between love and hate.
Do you think Ted Danson ever had a throuple with Shelley Long and Kirstie Alley?
No, because Shelley Long's I don't know. I won't say anything bad about Shelley Long. I don't know Shelley Long, but I know that nobody liked her on that show.
She does not give good vibes. We actually know a woman who married the guy that played Cliff, John Ratzenberger.
You know her. I don't know her.
Julie Rabano, jewelry designer extraordinaire. Woman is brilliant. I have a few of her pieces. I believe they're worth some money now.
I reached out to her to get her to design your engagement ring and/or wedding band. She did not hear back.
She was on, I guess she had a stalker and she was really having a hard time.
Ooh.
So she was kind of under lock and key. And apparently John was very protective of her. So that's the story as I
Name's
have
fucking
heard
Cliff.
it. It's
Give
just
me a goddamn
rumor.
break, Cliff.
I don't know this to be true. Verify for yourself.
Clavin.
That is the rumor. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but I have been told that from more than one source.
Oh, you now just outed everybody. And now we have a great big lawsuit. Now you're going to have to go work selling ghetto Chryslers.
If I could go work and sell ghetto Chryslers, I would fucking love that shit. By the way, Larry, you need to make videos. You have such a good energy. Do like, so there's this thing called Matt's RV reviews. This guy, Matt, does RV reviews. He's awful. He's like this
He's
fat
not
white
awful.
guy. No, he's hilarious, but he's
he's-
like a little circle and he has
chubby
bitch
guy.
tits and he jumps up and down and he says,
He
"Brr, brr,
sweats.
brr, brr," prime pooping position, all kinds of stupid shit. Watch his videos and make your own.
Or
I'm telling you, because you have a good energy and you're super cool. You'll be like a cross between Wix
Wix
and
is the best.
Matt's RVs.
Although you could just get Wix to come in. What's going on in here? Oh, we're selling Chrysler's today.
Dude, that would be cool as shit.
Got my
If you
flip
get Wix,
phone.
I fucking love that guy.
Wix is the best. I don't know if anybody have you seen. How do you spell it? Is it just
Wix?
WICK?
OMG, it's Wix. INTITSWIX.
I have no. You just threw out a bunch of letters in random order.
OMG,
it's Wix.
OMG, ITS WICK.
WICK. So
no, WICX.
Okay, so what he does
WIX.
He has very Florida things. Like he'll show up on the camera. What's going on here? And then it's some hideous Florida thing, like a gator climbing a fence, and
he has like a commentary,
and then he's got his flip phone and he films it.
And he says, "Just glad I got it on my flip phone." The menu is like it every time. It's like, what's going on over here?
And
he's like,
it's phenomenally great.
And he shows a video, and he said, and he's like, flip phone activate, and then they just show it, and he goes, Florida be Florida, and he talks about what they're doing, like explains it, and then he goes, I'm just glad I got on my flip phone. He's selling merch, and he's a Fort Myers guy.
The first one I think one of the first ones I saw of him, well, it might not have been the first, but flip phone activate, and what's going on here? And it was the shark swimming down McGregor, like after Ian. It was like just like the most Florida thing you could ever have, and it's Wix. So now he's doing ones where what's going on in here? He looks out, and then it's him dressed as either a palmetto bug or a raccoon, and he has like this in like the palmetto bug. As soon as it jumps down, he screams and runs away. It was the raccoon was very funny, and then what was the other one? It was the raccoon and then the bear, and then the raccoon's like, "How come you're afraid of him and not afraid of?" It's very funny.
There's so many
you gotta
amazing Wix videos. He's awesome. So anyway, I'm suggesting that Larry the Pool Guy could be the Wix of
Chrysler
Ghetto.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had this great conversation. He's a super cool guy. I would buy a Jeep from him. We had a really honest conversation about car pricing and what's happening in the industry right now, and I feel really good about him both as a person, but I feel like he'll do very well in that field because he's an honest guy. And I think that it's tough because a lot of these teams are swarmy as hell, but you realize you don't build a career in sales by having a transactional relationships. It's about relationships, because if you do well by one customer, they'll refer you 20 others. I say it all the time. I told the GM, and then he laughed and hired me. Opposites attract, because the other balance that went out. And so we got talking about the podcast, and it's hopeful success. And I said, well, we just tried to bring people together. And he's like, well, you know what happens sometimes? You bring people together and they turn on you. They turn around and come and they cut you out, or they turn on you. And it was so weird that he said that they turn on you, if I heard it correctly. And I have had that happen so many times in my fucking life. Like, it was like, Larry, honest to God, it was like God took over your body and said that message to me. It was the craziest thing. I was sitting in the living room for like a good 45 minutes afterwards, just like, how does that happen? How does Larry the Pool Guy happen?
But
he's just like, again, charming, brilliant, handsome. He's got like a good voice.
Think of all those people that don't talk to their pool guys. Like, think about all the people that think they're too good to talk to the pool guy or something. Well, right?
First of all,
you can gain knowledge and wisdom from anyone.
Oh, absolutely.
Anywhere.
But like, and it's funny because I called my friend Christina today. I'm not even kidding. I called my friend Christina, and I'm like, you remember how, so my old UPS guy, his name is escaping me, but Phil the UPS guy, not to be confused with Steve, the hot UPS guy, Phil the UPS guy. Phil and I had a conversation one day about abortion, and he changed my stance. That's like, you talk to people, you would be amazed. Open your fucking mind and your ears and talk to people and laugh and hear their fucking stories. You will be amazed by who they are and what they're about, especially if you can have a real conversation like we try to do here on the pod. I'm pretty proud of it. And I said that to him, and I just, he was like the voice of God today, or again, I said he has Mos Def vibes. Mos Def, a very specific voice.
What Mos Def? What is it?
I'm trying to think of something you would know him from. I think he was in 8 Mile, wasn't he?
Is it an actor or singer?
He was. I think he was. I think he rapped as well.
I thought he was in one of those like Arrested Development. Mos Def.
It's very specific voice too.
He's an American rapper. De La Soul.
Yeah, but he did some acting like from films that people would know.
He's younger than me.
Yeah, so is
and so was Larry the Pool Guy.
So is everyone watching this podcast because everyone else is asleep from taking their Jericho.
I was just hoping Mos Def has a song called Ms. Fat Booty.
He wrote about me. Not you. You have no booty.
And there's a video why he sabotaged his rap career. Probably you can make more money acting or something. I don't know. I just thought you could rattle off one of his songs.
I was asking you to look it up on IMDb, but my computer is too slow to do it. Look, I'm frozen.
That's an abacus.
So could you look it up on your page real quick before I finish? The day went on to be a fucking nightmare of dealing with stupid motherfucking VRBO. I hate those motherfuckers. In a way, I will tell you tomorrow. It's going to be a whole fucking tirade. And it looks like Nick Williams, he did a season on Dexter.
Nice. What's up?
That's right. I was thinking about Dexter, but I was
he did the Italian. He was in the Italian Job as well. I was
thinking it was only one episode he was on of Dexter, but he was on a whole season. He played pastor or brother Phil, brother Bill.
Well, if I see it, I'll open it.
Something. And he owned a car mechanic shop where he hired felons, and he was a rehabilitated pastor something. And Nick's got his hands up in the air. Yep. Yes, no, you're right. And Nick, by the way. I know you're doing quite well with the roofing nonsense. Shout out. I forget the name of this company. If you tell me it, I will plug y'all. They have this.
Nick's Roofing.
It's not Nick's Roofing, but the company Nick works for, they're doing roofs, and they're doing a giveaway of an AR-15 and a turkey if you get a roof from them.
Wait, is a live turkey that you shoot with a gun?
That would be cool as shit. Yeah, Nick, we had 2 things. We'd like to know if the turkey is live or dead. Is the turkey live or dead? You get to shoot it yourself. I want to shoot it myself. And it's called...
What if you do a roof and you leave the turkey up on the roof and have the people have to shoot it down?
Well, then you're not going to get insurance, and they have to come in and do the fucking 4-point inspection, and you have to fight with your insurance company for 20 years. Roof Easy, where we make it easy. And I think that means the turkey is dead.
I think he gives you a roofie. I think that's what he's saying is a roofie.
He's fingering the dead turkey, which is funny because Tracy earlier
was
in
also
tonight's podcast was talking about fingering dead bodies while she was in college.
Was in the house.
It's part of the curriculum. Says the lesbian.
Chappelle Show. He's on a bunch of Chappelle shows. She's a lesbian. She likes ladies.
They're about to be Georgia Bump and Peaches because they're moving to Georgia. Anyway, I'm gonna make them t-shirts.
Mos Def was on the Cosby Show as Dante.
I do not remember that. Okay, so here is my question. Nick,
wonder if he got roofies.
I want you to reach out to the staff at Roof Easy and find out if we can get a sponsorship, or if we could give like a code to our viewers, like code the roof is on fire.
The roof.
We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn.
There's a lot of songs about roofs and how the ceiling can't hold us and stuff like
actually,
that.
That's funny because I
tear the roof off the sucker.
I have it.
There's a lot of roof songs.
I have it on good advice that if the roofing slows down, Nick's next career is going to be as a exotic roofer dancer.
Exotic roof dancer.
No, he works out and shit. He's at the gym all the time eating his protein, and he's
he'll
done
be like
realtor thing.
He'll be like the
too many realtors down here.
The village
roofing,
people
it's
on a
making
roof.
money, but if we don't have any hurricanes for like a long time, then the roofing's going to slow down. Although you need a new roof every 5 minutes in Florida. But like, let's just say Nick wants to make some extra cash. Maybe they're going to have another baby. You don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what they do. He's got expenses. He travels. He goes to weddings and stuff. He's got to put beard oil on. Nick lives an exotic life, and so Nick, like great father, great dad, like he cares about his family. He loves his family. He's getting his wife a push present. He takes care of his son. He's trying to look good for his, what's the line from Wolf of Wall Street? Aren't you glad you have a husband that works out and looks like good like this for you? Except he is the dad bod. I haven't seen Nick with his shirt off, but he doesn't look like that. Anyway, not the point. The point is, if roofing should dry up, he's going to need the roofing music because he can rappel off the
There's
roof.
roofing music?
Watch.
Oh, the roofing songs.
Yeah. So here's my idea.
Yeah.
Here's my idea, Matt. Or maybe you just add it for your next Roof Easy promo. You can steal this for a fee. I would like a fee. Like maybe you guys buy us dinner. If you use this idea, you have to get them to buy me dinner or something, or a roof, or maybe like you fix my Jeep or help me find an RV.
Well, let's put a roof on the Jeep.
I would like
a
an RV.
house roof.
If you guys use this and it makes you a whole bunch of money, I would like an RV. Thank you. Okay, so this is what it is. Y'all go over there to do the roof, and as part of it, your new gimmick is you rappel off the roof and onto the lanai, and you do a sexy roofer dance to roof music.
Do they have to yell hut 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 when they like?
Why would they yell hut hut?
Because that's
hut?
like a thing you do when
they're not playing football.
Rappel down a rope.
Don't.
Hut 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 hut.
You
hut.
don't.
You never seen the Blues Brothers movie? Hut 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 hut.
I have not. So anyway, do some sexy roofing rappelling and make some cash. And he says, I've been there, done that. Okay. I'm gonna need. I both want to see pictures and I don't. Okay.
You know,
right. I'm fascinated by everyone. I want to see everyone naked. Everyone. I would see everyone naked.
Up on the roof by the Drifters, 1964. The roof is on fire. Everybody knows that. Ready to go says shot it from the rooftops.
Hang on just 1 second.
No,
Nick says the things that you get away with in nursing school. I don't know if he means the stripping or the fingering of the dead bodies, but either way, I think that you can get away with both in nursing school.
Yeah, this whole thing is.
But it's all what?
I'm just saying this whole podcast got off the rails early and often with the fingering of the dead bodies. She was in like nursing school or something, or forensic school. Apparently they make you do that, which is exactly why I am not in forensic school.
That's ridiculous. You wouldn't want to put your finger in the pussy of a dead lady?
No.
I want to put my finger in the pussy of a dead lady.
And with that, folks, I wish you a good night.
Wait, can I just say for the record?
You've said too much.
If you know the story about my grandmother, that doesn't really seem like all that far-fetched. I did not put my finger in the pussy of my dead grandmother, but I did offer to.
You did certainly sort of threaten to do it.
I offered to and it killed her. So she wasn't dead yet, though. Maybe
makes it worse.
Maybe she wanted me to. She wanted me to finger her dead body, and that's why she died. Do you think I can say this more fucked up?
I've never wanted to be not here in my life.
It would be strange to tell people that I fingered my dead grandmother. That would be the strangest thing I've ever said. Would that be the strangest thing I've ever said?
No, it's probably about the 8th strangest thing you've ever said. And that's the problem.
Okay.
All I'm trying to do is find some nice roof songs. And you're going on about fingering your dead grandma.
Okay.
To death when she wasn't even dead yet. That's a terrible thing.
Drugs are bad, kids. Okay, so I'm really grateful for the life I had. I'm glad Nick
I'm rethinking this whole thing.
Nick is also glad he tuned in.
I'm seriously
regretting our marriage.
I'm rethinking the day I met you. I'm rethinking. I'm thinking of giving Nick back his tires.
Do you want to ring the bell?
Everything.
Do you want to ring the bell?
No, I don't want to ring the bell. I'm rethinking the bell. I'm rethinking getting up this morning.
I'm already looking for new used tires. If you're a Floridian, oh fuck! Now I have the hookup. What? Larry the pool guy. It all comes full circle, motherfuckers.
What, for tires?
Well, Larry, because he's gonna have customers that come in and buy Jeeps and they want to mod that shit out, and he could be like, "Oh, I know somebody who will give you.
I know somebody
who will give you $500 for those tires
for free. That's a good deal.
I know somebody who will give you $500 for those tires. He $400 for those tires. He sells them to us for $500. He makes $100.
There's 5 tires too.
And and Tony comes over and puts them on. Tony,
your tires are still good.
Tony is a nice man. He's a religious man. He's an awesome.
We're done with
mechanic.
you, Nick. We don't need your tires. Your mom's tires.
We need tires.
Was it Nick's mom or his mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law or his mom.
I have a mind like a steel trap.
Tony, and he had a wedding to go do that day. Oh. They go to so many weddings. Anyway, that's not my point. My point is, Tony is a religious fella, and I'm so glad he doesn't watch the podcast. I was a little concerned.
Oh, we don't. Yeah.
I become increasingly concerned by people watching the podcast.
See, your actions sometimes have consequences. The things you say.
Do they though?
And
the pool guy gives me a pep talk and speaks fucking truth like the fucking voice of God. Come down, fucking talk to me in the voice of the tone of Mos Def with a rad ass sense of humor and a fucking work ethic. I don't know what's better than fucking Larry the pool guy. Like, I really can't fucking Nick the realtor, fucking awesome as well. Well, Nick the realtor is now Nick the roofer, but I'm gonna have trouble keeping. He could be Nick the stripper. You don't know. Could happen any minute. I was gonna say Nick the daddy, but that sounds like Uncle Daddy, which is what we're calling Charlie.
Yeah. It's
Okay. So gratitude.
Nick, thank you for coming, and thank you
thank you everyone for coming. We're so grateful for everybody that came tonight. Jesus, who do we have?
Brian. Brian's back. Yeah, I remember Brian from
Brian's here.
A couple weeks ago.
Motherfucker.
Isn't Brian from? Do we know where Brian's from? I forget. We always look these things up.
He does some. I think he does vehicle sales as well.
He might,
if I'm not mistaken.
But thank you for swinging by our little. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't come earlier, Brian, because there was
I don't want to hide that
stuff that you don't want to know about. If you want to know about it, go back and watch the thing.
It was pretty funny tonight.
It was pretty crazy.
So I just really super thankful for everybody that came tonight. I don't know how I lost my window, but let's see. Tracy, Ann, Todd, Charlie, Nick, Larry,
Gary.
the guy, Gary. Was Derek here for a little while?
Derek was not here.
Jesus, I don't even remember, guys. I'm sorry. I know Donna was here for a little bit.
Yeah, Donna was here.
Gary. Yeah. I just thanks everybody for coming. I'm sorry if I'm not remembering any names. I think
that's pretty much everybody.
It's all a blur. We truly appreciate you, even if we're too exhausted to know your name. I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's 9:33. That is past our bedtime, especially since I'm on all the drugs. I'm hoping he will make me a snack.
I'm really happy seeing Doug. Long time, Doug.
Oh, I love that. What's
Peace.
up, Brian? Actually, Brian, I messaged you and I did not hear back from you today. So let me know what's going on. Although I may be too high to talk tonight, but message me. I will definitely get you as soon as I possibly can function, or maybe I'll ramble incoherently while I'm high. Could go either way. I'm grateful that we had a fun podcast tonight.
We have a fun podcast, and I gotta be honest, I was a little tired coming into this.
Yeah, well, we're always a little tired. We're old. And tomorrow, Doug will be even older.
Yes, my birthday tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm hoping for world peace is when I'm blowing out my candles on my cake. I'll be wishing for world peace. Because
Jesus, yes.
I find that people that don't wish for world peace
suck.
Just
have invested heavily heavily invested in defense companies.
I'm not asking for
don't value human
donations or anything. Just let's just put some positive vibes.
We'll take donations. Doug would like Amazon gift cards. You can email those to maritalhate@gmail.com. Again, maritalhate@gmail.com. Gift cards for Doug's birthday.
That's kind of funny.
Okay. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for so much today, but I do have one thing I would love everybody to do is, well, two things. I would love to hear what you're grateful for today. That's super important to us. We're invested in you guys, and we don't always remember everything. And sometimes we'll remember things that like we can't believe we remember, or that you don't remember that we remember. But this podcast doesn't happen without you.
Yeah.
And the more you guys participate, the easier it is for us, the more fun it is, that we build this sense of community, and we all have a good time, which I think we could all use a little bit more of. Maybe we don't all need to hear about figuring dead grandmas, but it's still a good time. Really although it's a complete waste of time. It depends on who you ask. Barbara the cunt or Larry the pool guy.
I don't think you're supposed to say that. The C word.
I have one. Hey, can I this was just one other thing. Oh, if you're half black,
yeah,
can you call yourself the N-word half the time? Like, how does that work? Like, do people do people like, well, because I don't like, how does that work? Like, because I know that I do know this, and I had a conversation with somebody about this recently. I've had this conversation with more than one person.
How about we not use that word? Period.
What?
Nobody use it.
What word?
Just everybody's off.
Everybody's off what?
The N word. Nobody uses the N-word. It's not a nice
Well,
thing.
I see.
It's not
It's
not funny.
I think
It's
that what the Black community has done with the N-word is fantastic because they've taken it back. They've made everybody else afraid of the word.
You know who can
and
say
they're
that
like,
word?
and I can drop that shit left and right.
Dave Chappelle can say that word.
I
He
think
make
that
me
Larry
laugh.
the Pool Girl guy can say that word if he wants to. You're saying he can't?
What?
Are you saying Larry the
No,
Pool
I'm
guy
not saying.
can't say
I'm just saying. I think it's just. It feels like a hate-filled word to me.
It might
I'm
be,
not going to use it.
But my point is, and yeah,
Use it. I don't care if
obviously we
if
don't
you want to
use
use it, you use it in my presence. I'm going to correct you.
We do not use that.
We don't use
we
that
don't use,
language.
We don't use that word.
I don't use it. I don't use an R word. I don't use.
We don't use that word. However, what I was saying is I admire what the Black community has done with that word. They have taken it, which was a very negative thing,
right,
and made it a positive thing for them because that word is so powerful now. Because the rest of the world cannot say that word, but they get to say it because they're Black.
Right.
That's, like, okay, sure, we don't have 50 acres and a mule, but you can call each other the N-word. I feel like not really fair, but let's give them that one.
Can I call you honky?
You can call me whatever the fuck you want. I'm not going to be offended. So
that's the thing.
Don't let
there's
words.
There's no white equivalent. Like we can't call each other like whatever. Like we should though. That'd be funny as hell. What's up, milk face?
I think people give words way too much power. I think that if you disempower the word, you disempower the person. It's like.
But you have to have sensitivity, and sometimes that sensitivity.
But my point is, if somebody says
hateful words,
I'm talking. Yes, we should be sensitive toward others' feelings. We should be as direct and honest as possible while still being sensitive to the feelings of others. However, how we choose to perceive things, how we choose to react is up to us. So if somebody says a word to me, I'm not going to get offended. I'm not. I'm just not going to get offended. I ignore their tone and I ask questions and I try to understand them. So you call me a cunt, a bitch, an idiot, a terrible person, a terrible mother, whatever. That's fine. I just want to understand why you feel that way. And I just want to ask you questions. I'm not trying to plead my case. I don't need to plead my case. I know who I am. I just want to ask you questions. So that's what I'm saying. If somebody calls you a word that offends you, perhaps it's a racial slur or some sort of demeaning, misogynist bullshit, or they call you the wrong name, or they call you the wrong gender,
like milk
or they
face.
Forget that you're a cat, or they call you milk face, or some sort of like.
It's such a good. I don't even know what it means, but it's so good.
They compare you to the president of the United States. Whatever happens that people do that offends you, if you let it offend you and ruin your day, they fucking win, you idiot. They fucking win.
You just call people idiot.
Yeah,
most
people are idiots.
It's hurt speech.
So he's really happy to see you. You get to what he or she really mean before reacting. It's normal.
It's a normal reaction.
I just refuse to get upset about stuff.
My life. Well, you got upset today. We're going to cover that. We're going to cover that.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. But generally speaking, I don't let stuff bother me.
I do.
This bothered me today. This really fucking bothered me.
Oh my God. Yeah. And yeah.
It's a whole story about how we got swindled by VRBO.
We didn't really get swindled. We got the old bait and switch.
Swindled.
We got a little bamboozled.
Swindled.
We got a little
swindled. I wish there was like a 5 on your side. I'm going to call our little news friend.
Oh, well, yeah, call our news friend. Help me, Hank Philippi Ryan. Get her down here. Well, and long and short of it, we're not on any money.
Yeah, we are.
Well, we're going to get that money back.
Maybe.
We're getting that money back.
I don't think you want to get me started.
No, I don't.
My head will fucking explode, and it's already 9:40 at night. Yeah.
So let's
wrap up the grad. So what I would love to hear from you guys is what you're grateful for, and there's 3 of you here. Come on, what are you grateful for? And also, how would you describe tonight's podcast? Tonight's podcast was
horrific.
Blah blah blah. Or tonight's podcast sum up in one word. If you could just give us a little feedback, it would be super helpful for us. Maybe you say it was a little too much. That part about this was offensive, or I hate you, or here's $1 million, whatever you want to say.
Get off the drugs.
We would appreciate the feedback.
We want to hear more from Doug and less from Stacy. If that's what you feel, write it on in.
Just remember, he skips over the comments to Gary.
You do.
If you're not Gary, you're a second-class citizen.
Actually, I realized who my oldest friends are
all.
on Facebook. I'll keep this brief, that my oldest friends are people I like. I was trying to think, like all my family, right, have known me since I was born, right? But
That's not true.
my
Your children haven't known you since you were born.
Oh, well, my cousins, my brothers, my parents are now gone, but they've known me since I was a wee lad. I figured out who my oldest friend is. Technically.
What's that?
So Gary, I met in 1971. I would have met Chris Cantwell and George Mazakis in 1971 when I moved to Worcester, and the Joe Bigginses and some of the Midland folks. Caroline was in my first grade, that I'm friends with on Facebook. I met a woman on Facebook. I had this picture, and on the back of the picture was this name, Mary, whatever her last name. I won't say her last name. And so I went on Facebook, and I'm like, I'm wondering if this person's here. So I look it up. That picture was taken in Austin, Texas. I look it up, and I find a person with the same name, Austin, Texas. And I'm like, you wouldn't be this person, would you? And I sent the picture, and about a half an hour later, she sends back another picture from just like a different pose of that same day. And one of us is holding the other picture in the picture.
That's funny.
So that was 1968. So I would have been 3. And so that Mary would be my oldest, technically my oldest acquaintance of.
Besides your family. So I will tell you, I will include my family in this, of people that are currently alive and currently a part of my life, having some sort of connection to me in any way, shape, or form, like dead or effectively dead, right? Like, you know how sometimes people are just not a part of your life. They might be dead. Yep. Like, you don't want them to be dead, but like, as far as you, like, it doesn't matter like to you, they're alive or dead.
Ruth Buzzy is out of my life right now. I don't know.
What? Okay. Who's Ruth Buzzy?
She was a comedian on Laugh-In. She was on Sesame Street. Ruth Buzzy.
Okay.
I'm actually Facebook
so,
friends. Ruth Buzzy.
I don't know who Ruth Buzzy is, but this is getting ridiculous. And my lips are so dry. So my point is, Ruth Buzzy, my oldest person that I've had in my life that is currently living. Yeah. My cousin Samantha. I was 8, but I haven't talked to her in forever. Like I haven't talked. Well, so somebody
Samantha that we met.
I've had nothing. Yeah, but I've had nothing to do with her in years, so I can't even say that because she's not a part of my life. I'm not. I have no family. I have an aunt, but like I only met her like 2 years ago.
Yep.
Let's see. Charlie and Dave. Nate. I must have. Brian,
nobody from
Jared, but I haven't talked to Jared in a long time. Basically, I'm unbearable.
Jared's
no
your
one
Ruth
wants to
Buzzy.
be my friend.
Right, so this is Ruth Buzzy right here. Ruth Buzzy.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Ruth Buzzy.
That picture makes me want to consider.
Oh, it's amazing.
I would never get my face shot full of chemicals, but looking at that picture, I can start to understand why people might do that.
This is
terrible. It's probably a prosthetic or
something. That's actual Ruth Buzzy right there. She's
normal.
But she was with Goldie Hawn and Joanne Worley.
I wish there was a picture of her back then when she was like dressed up.
Right there. That's on Laugh-In right there. That's Ruth Buzzy.
I hate when we bring things up on our phone.
I don't know. I'm just doing it quickly.
Where's young Jamie? Okay. I'm really happy to see. You get what he or she made. We already did that. VRBO. It's like a thing where you rent houses. Vacation rental by owner, VRBO. Yes, we will tell you tomorrow. And Charlie says, oh, I learned about them in my youth. Vacation rentals, long story short, just walk away. Total waste of time. I will tell you, you could rent out the Biodome if you had
if it was painted like a ladybug, sure.
If you had
stay in a ladybug. Unique. Boho.
If you had
hippie
a bed and a porta potty with like a screen around it and like a portable sink, you could rent it out for probably $100 a night.
Plus cleaning fee.
Easily for $100
plus
a night.
Cleaning fee.
Fucking college kids. Oh my God. You could fucking set up a sex channel where you put a camera in there. They have to know about it and they stay there for the night and you have your own porno channel. College kids need money.
Better yet,
they got to pay tuition somehow.
You set up like a little fire pit and you burn like a pound of weed or something and it just stays in the Biodome and you're good.
You could do that in Massachusetts. It's legal.
It's called
private property.
Call the hot house.
Weed and sex
hot house.
tent. Charlie's weed and sex tent in the woods. It's a weed and sex dome in the woods. That's what we would call it. Charlie's weed and sex dome in the woods, and it's a live cam.
If you combine the
college
weeds,
kids fucking.
If you combine the words weed and dome, you get womb.
With a creepy and skinny, surly motherfucker with hair down to here and a hat that needs to be replaced. Charlie, it's dusty.
The reviews would be like, great time, great biodome, great weed. Owner,
kind of creepy.
Talks a little slow.
Here's my show. I've got a show for you.
It's. I thought we were trying to wrap up.
We were, but this is too good. This is too good to let go. Here's my show. Charlie has the biodome, right? Yeah. And he advertises it free. Want a romantic night away. Stay in my cabin for woods. And he says, hey, when they get there, he's like, hey, if you want to make some extra money, I'm looking for stars in my new video, and we'll split the profits. You get 50 and I get 50. And if there's two of you, I get 50 and you each get 25. You understand? And here, Charlie, but he would say, because he has a very deep voice. It's very,
But your name would be Uncle Daddy at that point.
Uncle Daddy. And so Uncle Daddy, and he is naked. He is, when they come into the door the first time, he's wearing a silk robe, like a kimono with a big black hat. He's smoking a cigar and wearing cowboy boots. You hear me? Okay. So he says, y'all want to make some money. And they decide, and some do, and some think he's very creepy and run away, but most do. And so they get into the dome and they're in their room, and Charlie comes in to take video, and he's completely naked except for the hat and the boots. No, he takes his shoes off too. No shoes at this point.
Just
the robe and the shoes come off, and he's
calves.
Completely naked, and his dong is just hanging to the ground, and he's this skinny motherfucker, and he's in the movies with the kids, being a creeper. Maybe sometimes he joins in. Maybe sometimes he takes
his high hopes for this podcast.
Maybe at the end of every episode, he smacks them both in the face with a stick and says, "Get out of here."
Leave the money on the dresser.
You kids, you millennials.
Get off my lawn.
You Gen Zers.
That's
okay. Okay. So anyway, back to the vacation homes. I
don't know why he's railing against me.
I don't know. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for these people. I'm grateful that presumably 9 months and 1 day ago, because I like to think that you were conceived the 9 months
in 1 day
to the day that your dad's sperm was just getting up that canal to get the ovary, and they met up. And 9 months later, you were born.
I was a miracle child. I was born onto the.
It's a miracle you didn't fall over with lips that big. You were so cute. Like, can you do it? Can you just show us what your lips used to be like? So much bigger than that. So much bigger. They're huge. His mouth is huge and his tongue is long.
Oh, I came up with a new character today.
God.
It was Swollen Tongue Doug. I was talking to Stacy. I was going, Swollen Tongue Doug. What was I was trying to pronounce the word for?
I'm glad that my friend Jen listened to me rant today about my
Your friend Jen?
Yeah, she has a name. She listened to me today about my tirade about VRBO. Well, she heard like a dose of it. Like she got like the.
I've heard it twice. I heard it the first time it happened, and then you told me about it a second time.
You haven't heard it. You really haven't heard it. I have not gone on the full tirade. You'll have to stay tuned tomorrow.
Yeah, all right. That's the teaser.
Grateful for the delightful food we had today. Doug made tuna sandwich, tuna fish for lunch today. It was amazing. It even smelled good. Have you ever heard of tuna fish smelling good? I don't even know how you do that.
Yes.
We need clips.
You're a bad influence on me. I used to be a nice guy. Good night.
We need clips of this podcast to go viral because they would so fast. Can somebody help us? We need clips.
I say good night.
We need clips. Doug says good night. Say what you're grateful for, motherfucker. I'm
grateful for all you people.
Yes.
I'm grateful that my wife makes me laugh.
Tonight,
and I'm grateful for
flowing
tongue bar.
And also zucchini. He made good zucchini.
Air fryer zucchini.
Zucchini. It was tasty.
French onion soup chicken with the cheese.
Did you like my new song? Air fries zucchini is tasted down between me.
Good night.
See you guys tomorrow night. We love you. Bye. Oh, Charlie says check your messages. Send a picture of your messages. Vacation homes are not worth it. Love you.